ACP Dhanraj Vanjari, former police officer, joins us on the show as ACP Vanjari, former police officer, with us on the show as well. Mr. Vanjari, how do you look at this, this mishap? Obviously, these people who died were not at fault, and how are these vendors, who seemingly play around with the system by not following the rules and the laws, should be deterred from doing something like this, or perhaps having these lapses, being taken so lightly?
Vineet, first of all, I have my all sympathies to the people who lost their life and their families. I am together, including your channel, in their sorrowful moments, how to bear this loss in life. Now, whether it's a matter of failure of engine, whether it's a matter of failure of any one organization, or whether it's a matter of failure on the part of one single individual, I say this is a collective failure of the system. When I say it's system, 3-4 organization walks into. I'll start from my own department. The police personnel has also their vigilance and their checking when the people, innocent people coming from villages, coming as a tourist to see Bombay, and everybody, fortunately, unfortunately, have attraction to go into the sea and have a look at the sea. So looking into this importance, how do you regulate these people? How do you make these people aware of the sea eventualities? And how do you make them properly understanding the water travel? I think there is a first failure over there. Then second failure comes whether the instructions were given to that ferry boat Nilkamal that while at that particular time there will be a intercepting trial or speed boat of Navy would be exercising or doing something, whatever it is. Third, I would say, what about the air patrolling? You say very cautiously and very gallantly. I do agree with both the captains of Honorable Navy. There are so many agencies, but who is performing their responsible duty authentically towards the life of innocent people of this country? Why it was not brought to the notice, and it is rightly been said, I think Captain Sanjay said it in the first opening comment, that there are no proper life-saving precautions being taken on any boat. Then why it was not brought to the notice of authority, and why the appropriate authority, maybe Coast Guard, maybe Navy, maybe Air Patrol, maybe police, have not acted? And now after losing the life, all people seems to be waking up and doing these rules and regulation. It means that do you operate the system without rules and regulation? In this country, there are no laws, there are no regulations, there is a lack of implementation. Look into your own mirror and find your figure that where you are. I was in charge of Kapparate police station when most unfortunate terrorist attack of 26/11 has happened. The letter was written and there was a shuttling between Coast Guard and Naval Command and Commissioner of Police, and all this shuttling lost the importance of that letter. Now, I am specifically on this point. Whatever inquiries you will complete, what are the authenticate, stipulated and statutory responsibilities of the concerned authority? And I think at the first place, they should be held responsible. Now, second very important issue comes, a money-making business. Who is making money out of all this? Naturally, the ferry boat Nilkamal owner. Owner is bestowed with certain licensing conditioning, whether those conditioning are clear, understandable, and does he follow it or not. When you take an innocent man in water on the boat, what precautions you are supposed to give them, what narration you are supposed to tell them in case of any mishap, where should he jump, where he should not jump, he should wear saving jacket, and how this should go. Are you giving it? Do you have anybody, lifesaver on the boat, like in the swimming tank we have the people who save the life in case of any mishap? Do you have what kind of staff the boat is carrying? And what is the training level of that staff? Here is the problem with the training level. The authentication, the time stipulation. How come a boat took a turn in a naval boat in a speed boat took a turn, and as it has been said that hardly there was a time of 5 to 6 seconds, and there was no reason, or there was obviously no reason for them to stop and avoid this incident, but it has happened. But how such eventualities have not been penned down anywhere on the paper, that what time the boat should intercept and when is a routine nature of the boat, what's the timing they leave, what timing they travel from where. I think it's so systematic and it should go according to that charter. When it is not, that's why I say this is a collective failure of the system. Not a single agency is responsible. But optimistically, I would say, having my trust and bestowed faith in the inquiry of Indian Navy, they should find out who are the people should be held responsible for nothing less than culpable homicide causing murder. This is a rash and negligent act, not on the part of the boat driver, ferry driver, or the naval speedboat driver. It's a fault on the part of the people who are operating the system. I would hold them responsible for this negligence and rash act where they have not put their proper attention, for which they have been taken monthly salary. They are not discharging their duties properly. And I think with this angle keeping into mind, the inquiries of the Naval Authority should bring the truth, and ultimately a man who is really responsible should get punished. So there will be exemplary punishment in this case. And it should be, if you really want to care for Bombay and Bombay and the people who are visiting Mumbai as a tourist center to see how they look in the sea, the proper people should get to the news. That is what I would request.